If you actually know sports, not just watch them, I mean actually know them, there's always been one problem you couldn't solve: bankroll. You could have the sharpest picks in the room and it still doesn't matter if you're getting capped by what you can put behind them. PlayVo just changed that. I come from the prop trading world. The model there is simple: prove you can perform and someone gives you capital to do it at scale. You keep the reward and they cover the capital. PlayVo runs the exact same model, but for sports picks. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down all 3 challenge types, the rules you need to know, how to pick the right one for how you play, and what actually gets you paid. Now let's get into it. Now, what is PlayVo? PlayVo is a skill-based challenge platform, but for sports picks. Let me be clear on what that means because it's different from a sportsbook. PlayVo operates in 40 states on a skill challenge model. You compete for gold coins, and when you perform, you earn PlayVo cash that you can then redeem. It's not placing real money bets, it's a structured, skill-based competition. The picks use real odds, mirrored from DraftKings, so the market you're competing on is legitimate and relevant, but the framework is a challenge structure, which is why it's available across the country. The concept itself is simple. You buy a challenge, you prove your pick skills through evaluation phases, you pass, you get funded, you compete on their capital and earn 70% of what you earn. There are 3 challenge types: Bankroll Standard, Bankroll Pro, and Bankroll Blitz. They each have different price points, different phases, and different rules, and picking the right one matters a lot more than most people think. Here's a quick overview before I break each one down. Standard is the cheapest entry. There are 3 phases, however there are no live picking. Pro is the most lenient in terms of profit targets, with 3 phases, live pickings included, and is best for disciplined, patient pickers. Blitz is the fastest path to funded with only 2 phases. Live picks are included with higher targets, but you skip a phase. All 3 have the same funded payout profit split of 70%, and all 3 share the same core risk rules. The difference is the path to get there. Now let's start with the Bankroll Standard. Standard is the entry point. At $19.99 to start, there are 3 phases: Phase 1, Phase 2, and then funded. Phase 1 has a 25 pick minimum with a 25% profit target and a 10% max drawdown, with each pick being a 1% minimum risk to a maximum of 5%. Same game parlays are available. However, there are no live picks, pre-game picks only. Hit those targets in Phase 1 and you advance to Phase 2, which has the same rules as Phase 1. Hit them again and you're in the funded stage. In the funded stage, there are no more profit targets. Just stay within the 10% drawdown and keep the same risk discipline. Do that and 70% of the earnings is yours. The one thing to know about Standard is there are no live picks at any stage. So if in-game picks are part of your strategy, Standard is in your challenge. Now let's talk about Bankroll Pro. Pro accounts start at $29.99 and also have 3 phases. This one has the most manageable profit target of the 3, and that's not an accident. It's designed for pickers who are consistent but patient. Phases 1 and 2 have the same rules: a 20 pick minimum with a 15% profit target. Now this is the lowest of the 3 challenges. It also has a 10% max drawdown with a 1 to 5% risk per pick. Same game parlays are also allowed in this stage with live pickings, which is different from the standard. The 15% target is the reason to choose Pro. If you're building a record over time and don't want to go too aggressive, this is the right framework. You pass Phase 1 at 15%, pass Phase 2 at 15%, and then you're funded. The funded stage is the same as standard, with the same 70% payout, same 10% drawdown, and no ongoing target. Just pick with discipline and redeem. Now the third and last challenge type is the Bankroll Blitz. Blitz starts at $39.99, and this is the one that gets you funded the fastest because there are only 2 stages: Phase 1 and funded, no Phase 2. That's the trade-off. One phase means you skip straight to funded faster, but the profit target is higher. Phase 1 has a 20 pick minimum with a 25% profit target, a 10% max drawdown, and a 1 to 5% risk per pick. Again, live picks are allowed in this phase as well as same game parlays. Hit 25% with 20 picks and you're funded. That's it, one phase. Blitz is for the picker who's confident in their ability to hit a higher target quickly and wants to skip the second evaluation phase. If that's you, this is the most efficient path. Stop! Before you get too excited, there's one rule we gotta talk about, and it applies to all 3 challenges, and it ends accounts more than anything else. And that is the 10% max drawdown. It's trailing, meaning it follows your highest balance up. For example, if your account peaks at $1,000, your trailing limit is $900. If your balance falls to $900 or below, the account automatically fails and all active picks are voided. If your balance hits 10% below its all-time high at any point, not just at day end, at any point, the challenge fails. This is the same concept as a prop trading drawdown. We talk about it constantly in the trading world. One bad session, one emotional overcorrection, one bet you couldn't stop yourself from making, and months of progress disappears. The risk limits, being the 1% minimum, 5% maximum per pick, are there to enforce sizing discipline. You can't coast with tiny picks, and you can't blow it all in one shot. That structure isn't an obstacle, it's the whole point. It forces you to pick like a professional and not a gambler. Now, what is the right challenge for you? Here's a quick decision framework. You have a small budget and just want to try it. Standard. You don't need live picks to prove your skill. Pass 2 phases and get funded. If you're a disciplined, patient picker, building a track record, go pro. The 15% target across 2 phases is the most forgiving path, and live picks are available if you need them. If you're confident and want the fastest path to funded, go Blitz. It has 1 phase, a higher target, but you skip phase 2. It's the best ROI on time if your picks are sharp. All 3 get you to the same funded stage. All 3 pay a 70-30 split, but the difference is the path. Account sizes go from 1,000 up to 100,000, and you pick what matches your strategy and your confidence level. Now that you've decided exactly what the right account for you is, it's time to start making picks. I'll be going over the PlayVo dashboard to show you exactly how easy it is. Once the account is purchased, you'll be able to see it here on the dashboard, as well as see what phase you're in with the current objectives being your profit targets and your completed picks, as well as the current maximum drawdown. Once you're ready to make a pick, you just have to click place a pick and you'll be brought over to the props. Up top, you'll be able to see all the different categories of sports available, as well as the individual games per sport. In each sport, you'll be able to view the in-game props per team, as well as the player props. Making picks is as simple as selecting exactly the line you want to take and entering the amount you want to bet. If you wanted to make it a same game parlay, all you have to do is click parlay and then enter the amount you want to bet. From there, all you have to do is press place pick, and that's it. Now to recap, PlayVo has 3 challenges. Standard, which has 3 phases, no live picks, a 25% target. Pro, which has 3 phases, live picks, and a 15% target. And Blitz, which has 2 phases, live picks, a 25% target, but is the fastest path. All 3 have a 10% max drawdown with a 1 to 5% risk per pick and a 70-30 split payout when funded. PlayVo, again, is a skill-based challenge model available in 40 states with sizes up to $100,000. Now, if you want to try PlayVo, the link will be in the description below, and make sure to use code PHUB for the current best discounts available. And if you want to see how discipline and risk management actually look like in practice every morning, we're live in the Discord for free with full screen, full P&L. See you in the next one.